Okay, let's dive deep into 2 Peter chapter 1.
Yeah, the short chapter, but wow, it packs a punch. Peter gives this sort of roadmap.
Right, not just what to believe, but really how to grow. And he makes this huge claim about participating in the divine nature.
Huge claim is right. It starts, with Simon Peter writing to people who have what he calls a precious faith. Really valuable.
And straight away, he connects grace and peace, getting more of it to knowledge, knowing God and Jesus.
That's the thing, isn't it? The emphasis on knowledge. He says divine power has already given us everything we need for life and godliness.
Everything. That's a big statement. And how do we get it?
Again, through knowing him who called us. So this knowledge, it seems, isn't just head stuff. It's the key.
The key to unlocking divine resources, maybe.
Exactly. And then he introduces these very great and precious promises.
Okay.
Get this. These promises are how you participate in the divine nature.
How you connect with God's character.
Yeah. And escape the world's corruption, the stuff driven by evil desires. It's offered through these promises. It's quite profound.
So, okay, incredible promises, potential for divine participation. But then how does that work day to day?
Well, he doesn't leave it hanging there. He immediately says, make every effort to add to your faith. It's active.
Not passive at all.
Nope. You build on faith. Add goodness, then knowledge, then self-control, perseverance.
Godliness, brotherly kindness, and love. It's a whole chain, like you're building something.
Right. Building spiritual muscle is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And there's a purpose, he says.
It is.
If you possess these qualities and they're increasing in you, you won't be ineffective or unproductive in knowing Jesus.
So it ensures your knowledge actually leads somewhere. It has impact.
Precisely. It prevents that knowledge from just being, static.
And the flip side, what if someone doesn't pursue these things?
Yeah, the text paints a pretty stark picture there. It calls them nearsighted and blind.
Blind.
Because they've forgotten they were cleansed from their past sins. It's like spiritual amnesia, forgetting who you are now.
So to avoid that, the call is to be diligent.
Yeah, make your calling and election sure. How? By doing these things, by adding these qualities.
And there's a promise attached to that too, isn't there?
A big one. If you do these things, you will never fall, and you'll receive a rich welcome into the eternal kingdom. That's quite the motivation.
Definitely. Then Peter explains, sort of, his own motivation for writing all this down again.
Right. He knows his time is short. His departure is near, he says.
So he wants them to remember these truths after he's gone. It's like his final instruction.
Yeah, his spiritual legacy, almost. And then he shifts gears slightly to the basis for all this. Why believe it?
Ah, the foundation. He insists they weren't just following, like, cleverly made-up stories.
No, he says, we were eyewitnesses of his majesty. They saw Jesus' power firsthand.
And he mentions a specific event.
The Transfiguration. On the sacred mountain, they heard God the Father's voice confirm Jesus' identity. This is my son, whom I love. Peter was there. James, John, they heard it.
That's powerful testimony, eyewitness accounts.
And based on that, he says the word of the prophets is made even more certain. It's like that event solidified everything.
So you should pay attention to that prophetic word, like a light in the darkness.
Exactly. Until the day dawns, he says. And then a really crucial point about where prophecy comes from.
Right, this is important. It didn't originate from human interpretation.
Or human will. It
Yeah.
wasn't just someone's good idea. Peter says, men spoke from God. How does he put it? As they were carried along by the Holy Spirit.
Carried along, moved by the Spirit. That grounds the whole message, doesn't it? It's not just human opinion.
It anchors it in a divine source, so you see the flow from these huge divine promises.
Through the practical steps you need to take to grow.
And all resting on a foundation of eyewitness testimony and divinely inspired prophecy.
It connects the dots really clearly, from the highest potential to the practical effort.
Yeah.
Which leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? This idea, participating in the divine nature through promises. How does that incredibly profound, almost mystical concept actually connect with the daily grind of adding, say, self-control or perseverance to your life?
What is that link between the promise and the practice?
Something for you to ponder after this deep dive.